Welcome back, guys, to Business Taxes and Insurance Depot. So today, like I promised in my last video, we're going to talk about a credit card that you can get where your credit doesn't have to be perfect, and that is Divvy. So Divvy is known out there for basically a credit card for businesses that integrates software a lot. So one of the key things that I personally love about Divvy is when we first got started a couple years back. Although my credit was decent, was a credit card where it was easy to get. The application wasn't rugged. They weren't checking a lot of stuff. They did check my credit, and we were able to get at the time. I think it was either 15 or $20,000. Primarily, I think we were able to get that was because we had that in our bank account. So at the time we had that, so they were able to basically just to match apples for what we had because we synced in our current bank at that time. So that's one of the the cards that it's a little easier to get. They don't ask for a lot of stuff. So you're either going to allow them to pull your credit or if you have cash in your bank. So one of the things we generally recommend is that you have some money in there. That way, the process of approving it is a lot more flexible. And that's also one of the things that they pride themselves on is being flexible with their um, approval concept process, sorry. That's one of the things that, you know, it's easy to get. I recommend that folks apply to it. They're very flexible. Another thing, since we do use a card that I do like a lot about them is their customer service. Within their hours, they're very proactive and they get back to you when they say they're going to get back to you, and they're able to fix issues in a very timely manner, which is amazing when something goes wrong in the night, right? You want people you can talk to. You don't want to talk to robots. You talk to folks there, and they're very friendly. They're very proactive. It's very easy to get a hold of them. As well, managing cards for your employees. So if you want to make cards, let's say for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 employees, you can do so. You can just create and create. It's very easy to turn them off, and if you don't know how to, they'll explain it to you. You can see who's using what, when you're using, and you can also restrict them to certain categories or certain sites, etc. It's definitely a card that's great if you have employees as well. Another thing that I really like about them is that you know, you can um ask them for increases and they're generally pretty liberal about it as long as you're paying everything back on time and things are going well with them. So about 3 to 6 months you can go and ask them for an increased limit. Sometimes depending on how you're doing, they'll just increase your limit. One thing to note is that although they don't mention it, is that they're going to be constantly about every quarter, every 6 months, is checking your business credit and your personal credit. And based on how that's doing and also what other business bureaus are reporting about their credit, they may just increase your credit. Also, they could decrease your credit as well. So keep that in mind. One thing that people have complained, and at first when I didn't know, is that it's a charge card, meaning that you have to pay everything back within the 30-day period or 15-day period, whatever terms that you choose with them. So that's something to think about. But it is good to use as a beginner's card. Uh, the points, I would say honestly, compared to the Capital One Express 2% back, it's not as good. But hey, when you're first starting out, it's good to get something going so that way you don't have to use your debit card. But overall, to start out with, it's the beginner's card. It's great. To manage people, to open up a bunch of different cards for your employees. They have good limits, so I generally recommend it to them. It doesn't hurt having them. There's no hidden fees. Everything's pretty smooth going with them. So highly recommend it for you guys. So that's Divvy. For those who don't have the best credit score, you can definitely have, there's other factors that they attribute into opening an account with you. And that's all I have for you guys. Again, thank you guys for joining me, Business Taxes and Insurance Depot. Have a great day. We'll see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe. Thank you.